Hello guys, this is Quardox. Thanks for tuning in. Today I want to explain to you in detail what a stress test is and specifically what it means for Survive the Nights. I will start by explaining a little bit where the term comes from and what exactly is going on in the background, and after that I give you some specific thoughts about the stress test for the Survive the Nights game. So the term stress may have a more specific meaning in other certain industries, such as material science, and therefore stress testing may sometimes have a technical meaning. One example is the fatigue testing for materials, and in our case for the gaming industry, stress testing, sometimes also called torture testing, is a form of deliberately intense and thorough testing used to determine the stability of a given system. In our case, that is the Survive the Night servers. It involves testing beyond normal operating capacity, often to a breaking point, in order to observe the results. And it can include to determine breaking points or safe usage limits. It can help to confirm if intended specifications are being met, help to determine modes and failures, how exactly a system fails and when, and to test stable operation of a part or system outside standard usages. And that could mean if we actually play the game ourselves, that could result in lags, in crashes or game-breaking bugs. We could experience rubber banding, server crashes, login failures and errors of all kinds of sorts. And we have to understand that all these failures are very welcome. So when the alpha launches, it could be removed and working already. That doesn't necessarily mean that we will crash and experience all these troubles. Maybe it works without any troubles, and that would mean that the alpha comes that faster. But now we can just speculate, and I think we should also not complain too much. I'm a complainer myself, so I know what I'm talking about. I like to complain all the time, and I think we're actually helping by experiencing all these troubles and sources of errors, and that will actually help prepare the alpha and get it on Steam faster. So to come back to the explanation, there's also hardware stress testing, but for now and this video I will just focus on software stress testing, because this is what this is all about for the servers of Survive the Nights. And in software stress testing, a system test refers to tests that are put a great emphasis on robustness, availability, error handling under a heavy data load, and rather than would be considered correct behavior under normal circumstances. So anything that's off the charts, that is what this is all about. In particular, the goals of such a test may be to ensure the software doesn't crash in conditions or insufficient computational resources, such as memory or disk space, or unusually high concurrency or denial of service attacks. An example would be a web server maybe stress testing using scripts, bots and various denial of service tools to observe the performance of a website during the peak loads. And this will be the case at launch when Survive the Nights releases. We will all try to download the game and log in at the same time, and they should see pretty quick what's wrong, and they will probably know how to fix it or upgrade it in a manner that will let us log in without any errors. It was the same at H1Z1 start, but shouldn't be that much of a problem here. Stress testing also may be contrasted with load testing, and load testing examines the entire environment and database while measuring the response times, whereas stress testing focuses on the identified transactions, pushing to a level so as to break the transaction or the systems it uses. During stress testing, if transactions are selectively stressed, the database may not experience much load, but the transactions are heavily stressed. On the other hand, during load testing, the database experience is a heavy load, while some transactions might not be stressed. It is hard to understand, even for me, while explaining it, and the system stress testing is loading the concurrent users over and beyond the level that the system can handle, so it breaks and the weakest link within the entire system can be identified. And I think over the last couple of weeks the devs have prepared for the launch and start of the stress test, so they will have the data rather quickly. They maybe even leave the servers online for a couple of weeks, as they said earlier in a post, and we could actually see some changes while the stress test is up. When they tweak some stuff in the background and change up some things that are not necessarily visible from our standpoint, it could be recognizable for us when seeing improved loading times or lesser crashes from the game, or a more lag-free experience than the day before. And it also depends how many people will be on the server, and that is something I don't know yet for sure. And I can just stretch again that this is not a beta, guys, or a early access alpha. So I think we, include me myself, who is waiting to finally go online and play the game. This is not what this is about, sadly. I don't want to destroy my own hopes, but I mean, you can certainly explore the world, find loot and some weapons, and repair items maybe, or craft something. And if you're lucky, you can maybe even get a vehicle running. But I could imagine that there could be numerous character wipes while the stress test is up. And I'm not sure if we will have a way to add friends yet and actually play together, because the game is not yet on Steam. So many things are uncertain at the moment, and that's when we actually have the builds downloaded and installed. That alone can turn out to be a problem. So if the servers weren't ready at the end to handle that much of a load from us that are waiting every second to click on the download button and install the game, there may be, you know, an announcement that the next 3 days they will try to handle it, fix it, and then with a patch or something we have to wait maybe another 2 days. I don't know how it will turn out, but maybe it could end that we have to wait another few days, even if they announced in the video that the game is released. So patience at the moment is everything. I know we have paid money, I myself have paid money too, but at least we see some progress, and that's always good. But if there is troubles or not, I think the stress test will loosen up our fears. And for people that had fears that the game never come out, or that devs would just abandon it and run away with the money, or it becomes free to play or stay in early access forever, I think we can settle down a little bit, and now we know there is progress. We already know that this week we will at least get a big announcement from A to Z Interactive, and this doesn't mean the stress test is this week, but at least it is something. And I feel by taking these precautions before the eventual launch on Steam, they want to make sure that it is ready, and when the game goes live in front of a multi-million people audience, it actually works and can be downloaded, installed and played. So would I love to play the game tomorrow? I mean, of course, I'm still very excited and can't wait to hop in. And I didn't make this video yesterday because I thought maybe we get surprised on Monday, you know, maybe early in the morning, and would get some information. But as I said, guys, now we at least know that in this week we get something. It won't be long now. Let's all together stay patient, wait a few more days, and until we finally have a set date and can hop into the game and start testing the shit out of it. I try to keep you entertained with my videos, and I even found a post from A to Z stating that it is going very well. They have spent a ton of time optimizing in the last month, designing details in the starting alpha town and setting up a decent deployment system for the build. So that's also nice to hear. So hell yes, we are moving forward and closing in every day that we're waiting. With that being said, thank you very much for watching, guys. Subscribe for more Survive the Nights. Until next time, I'm Quardox, HEV, out.